Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here, my Atak Sportz for this Monday, May the 16th, 2016. Alright, hope everyone had a good weekend. I did. Let's get on with some sports news, starting with some MMA news on both UFC and Bellator, who both had events over the weekend. Now, I did not get to see UFC 198 because I was at a local wrestling show. XICW, and so I missed the pay-per-view. I got home like at 11 o'clock, but I decided not to go to V-Dubs much pay-per-view. Maybe I should have, especially the main event. Card from what I heard was a decent card, with the card taking a hit early, but despite several hits to the card, especially a last-minute cancellation, card went pretty well from what I heard. We had welterweight. We had Brian Barberina taking on Wally Alves. That was supposed to be in the prelims, but thanks to the last-minute cancellation of the Anderson Silva Uriah Hall fight, with Anderson Silva getting injury and having to go surgery over cholecystitis, gallbladder stuff, this fight was promoted to the main card with a unanimous decision for Brian Barberina in welterweight. Light heavyweight, we have the former champion Shogun Rua taking on Corey Anderson in a split decision victory for Shogun. In an anticipated debut as one of the most dominant females in MMA that's not named Ronda Rousey, Cyborg made a debut. The catchweight fight against Leslie Smith dominated her in a TKO victory in the very first round. Co-main event, the Battle of the Brazilians in Brazil as Jacare Souza took on Victor Belfort. Both guys were coming from some big-time matches, with Souza getting the victory, TKO, in the very first round in the middleweight. That was not the end of the first round finishes. We're on to our main event, as Fabricio Werdum took on Stipe Miocic. The fight that was supposed to be Werdum against Velasquez, then Miocic and Werdum, supposed to be in February, but now it happened in May. And boy, a weird way to go out, Werdum, in your own home country. I saw the YouTube clip. Like I said, I didn't see a fight live, but I saw YouTube. Holy crap, what a knockout. What a knockout from Stipe Miocic. One punch knockout knocked out of Werdum. Became the new UFC heavyweight champion. So, what a big-time victory for Stipe. Big-time victory. It's not the only heavyweight championship in MMA to be happening, which I'll get to that in a second. Now on to Bellator. Bellator have the event and big news in the world of Bellator. Let's get on down to a welterweight fight to kick us off. First round victory for Andre Fialho. Hope I got the name right. Taking on Wick Rieger. Great knockout from Andre in the very first round. He was aggressive early in that. Brilliant knockout there. Two straight first round finishes as Adam Piccolotti took on Ray Wood. Ray Wood had no chance. Took him down by Piccolotti. Got in the rear naked choke. I think he passed out. I don't think he really tapped out, but I think he did. I'm not sure, but big victory for Adam. Then we had the bantamweight. We had Josh San Diego against Jeremiah Labiano. Decent fight. Good action. Okay, brawling. Decent stand up. Ground and pound was decent. Okay, little fight with Josh San Diego getting the victory in his home state. Then we had co-main event Sayadawa taking on, weird name, Evangelista Cyborg Santos. Sayadawa came aggressive early. Great TKO in the very first round. Co-main was better than main. Phil Davis against King Mo. If you've seen my MMA stuff, Fight Not to Lose fights is a term I hears. When two guys just prance around the ring for 15 minutes and don't do shit. For 14 minutes and 30 seconds, these guys didn't do shit. The only exciting 30 seconds was the last 30 seconds of the fight, when Phil Davis pounded the hell out of the King Mo, and I was like, where was this the last 14 and a half minutes? Where was this the entire fight? We didn't see any of this in the first 2.5 rounds. Boring ass fight. Definitely is a fight not to lose. And this was a number one contenders fight, for Liam McGarry. It is a fight that was supposed to happen in November. September, actually, in a tournament. But King Mo got injured. They hyped this up, and the fight fucking sucked for 14 minutes and 30 seconds. And Phil Davis, he earned the shot after beating the shit out of King Mo the last 30 seconds, but in my mind, he did not deserve the victory. I hate seeing these number one contender fights, and the guy that wins does not deserve it because he didn't prove it. He didn't prove he deserved the shot. He didn't do shit unless in the last 30 seconds. So he'll get the shot against Liam McGarry. He doesn't deserve it, but the fight will happen when Liam McGarry gets healthy. I think Liam is currently injured right now, but he will return soon. But while the event was going on, big news happened in Bellator as 2 championships were vacated. As finally, the heavyweight championship was finally lifted. I've been seeing on Facebook stuff, like, why in the heavyweight division when you don't even have a heavyweight champion? Vitaly Minakov hasn't defended the title in 2 years. Bellator finally realized that, someone finally slapped them silly and say, hey, our champion's not defended in 2 years. So, there you go. Vitaly Minakov finally stripped of the heavyweight championship. No word on whether or not how they're going to determine a new champion. But we do find out one championship has been stripped, and we know how that's going to be decided. As Ill Will Brooks has left Bellator over contract disputes, with Scott Coker confirming a report saying that Brooks' contract was coming to an end, and we decided not to renew it. That Brooks and Bellator have not seen eye to eye. His contract was up, and he was not interested in renewing with Bellator. Instead of tying him up and dragging him out through a matching period, Bellator opted to release Brooks. He is now a free agent. Minakov is still on a contract with Bellator, but he has been stripped of the title. But when it comes to Ill Will Brooks, he was the Bellator lightweight champion. So let Bellator pick about how they're going to decide a new champion. Well, we do not know how they're going to, like I said, do not know how they're going to decide a new heavyweight champion. We knew how they're going to decide a new lightweight champion at Dynamite 2. The Coleman and the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis on June 24th will be Patricky Pitbull against the former champion, Michael Chandler. Isn't it weird that it's the second year in a row that Bellator has lost the lightweight champion due to contract disputes? We had Eddie Alvarez leaving when he was champion, and then we have Ill Will Brooks, who became champion following the departure of Eddie Alvarez. He left too. So, there you go. So, an event happened for Bellator, and 2 championships were made vacant. Now, before we get to Raw, and about the last Raw before Extreme Rules this Sunday, a lot of injury stuff when it comes to people getting injured, which I'll address in my Raw preview. But a lot of people coming back. Cena's coming back, and we know May 30th. I think Wyatt's come back in a little bit. Owens come back. But I'm hearing now that the return date for Seth Rollins is rumored to be June 6th. I wish it was a surprise. I think a lot of people thought and hoped there was going to be a surprise with no notice. I mean, rumors tonight, too. But right now, Seth Rollins is rumored to return June the 6th. If John Cena is impressed by Rollins' comeback, he's been out since November with that terrible knee injury, and it took him 6 months to return. That's like Cena time. When Cena's out, he always comes back quick. So now Rollins has quick recovery skills too. So whenever he does come back with this, tonight or June 6th, I cannot wait to see the former champ return. With that in mind, let's get to a Raw preview. Last Raw before Extreme Rules in North Carolina. Top 5 questions must be answered tonight. Question number 5. Will rumored injuries to Emma and Kevin Owens ruin potential storylines? Now, it was reported that Emma had a back injury suffered last night at a house show. There was no word on how bad the injury is. She is going to get tests, so that could ruin her upcoming storyline with Dana Brooke recently debuting last week. I did not see Raw last week live, but I did see it on DVR. Dana Brooke debuted, and They were setting some up with Becky Lynch, getting a tag team together, but with Emma out for a bit, this could have been a match that could have made for Sunday. So we shall see how they're going to salvage this with Emma's apparent back injury. Hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully she's only out for like a week or two. Not a long time, but injury bugs bit again. Not only Emma, but woman like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens faked an injury one night. But apparently he got injured doing a house show over the weekend. Hopefully it won't affect the Fatal 4-Way for this Sunday. Between him, Cesaro, Miz, and Sami Zayn for the IC Championship. So we'll see how these two potential injuries could affect storylines, especially affecting this Sunday's pay-per-view. Question number 4. What will... Looking at my... Oh yeah, right. What happened when the Shining Stars of the Caribbean make their Raw debut? Now, people in Epic Cult always packaged. Finally, I'm happy to get rid of the Los Matadors gimmick. Went on too long. Now you got this gimmick of them being the Shining Stars of the Caribbean by these Puerto Rico, these vignettes been airing for a month. And now they make their debut tonight on Raw, and I hope to God they don't get a bad reception. The poll's been okay for the most part. We'll see how the fans react. Hopefully you don't hear crickets. We'll see what happens. Question number 3 will go down between Jericho and Dean Ambrose. Man, this feud, it's kind of weird the way they're building it up. Using inanimate objects as selling points. The plant, Mitch, being destroyed by Jericho 2 weeks ago. Last week, Ambrose destroyed Chris Jericho's shiny jacket. And Jericho, of course, had a very scary, some would say disturbing segment when he put Dean Ambrose in a straitjacket this past Thursday on SmackDown. Some would call it insensitive, but we all want attitude stuff, but it's too PC. When someone tries to do something shocking, like, I'm open arms. You wanted it, you got it, bitch. We want attitudinal stuff to come back. We want more adult content. The new era. Don't say you want it and jump back when something like this happens. You saw a comment, motherfucker. So, we could have seen Jericho Ambrose 2 at Extreme Rules. Hopefully the feud would end and Ambrose will win again. But Hugh Jericho's awesome. No matter what, no matter how disturbing the storylines are, Chris Jericho is awesome as a heel. So there you go. Probably would be some extreme fight. And I said this a couple weeks ago. If they do have an Ambrose Jericho match Sunday, and it's a street fight, let Ambrose use the weapons this time. Instead of what he did with Brock Lesnar's feud, tease him using weapons, and now let him fucking use any at all. Don't just tease him using weapons. Let him fucking use them this time against Jericho. Don't just say, oh, here's a baseball with barbed wire. Yeah, he's not going to use it. Be like, oh, here's a baseball bat with barbed wire. Use it, bitch. There you go. Number 2. Will we get any of the matches for Extreme Rules this Sunday? Now, besides, of course, the pre-show match, we got that needs to be announced soon. We have the tag team title match, Raw Villains against New Day, Shawn against Natalya. I think that's is that a submission match? I'm making sure it's a submission match because I thought they made that step. Yeah, it's a submission match. With Ric Flair banned from ringside. Hopefully that stays that way. Then we have, of course, Styles and AJ Styles against Roman Reigns for the WWE World title. In Extreme Rules. At least throw in Rusev for the U.S. title. Hopefully Rusev wins it despite losing to Seagal last week when he beat him on Thursday. So it's kind of weird 50-50 booking. He lost on Monday, won on Thursday. Weird. And question number 1 will go down between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. And of course, their partners. The Club. Weird name. Just the Club. And of course, the Fam. The Usos. Now, AJ Styles has been out of the house shows recently because he's dealing with nagging injuries with ankle and also back injury. But he will be ready to go for this Sunday as he will take on Reigns. But tonight, his boys, the Club, Gallows and Anderson, will take on the Usos in a regular tag team match. Hopefully they'll look like beasts like they did the first time they faced off. So we'll see what happens tonight on Raw at 8, 7 Central. I wish it was 9 instead of 3 hours, but still. 3-hour Raw, 8, 7 Central on USA. And that is it, my Atak Sportz. Thank you so much for watching. There will be a Raw review tonight, so stay tuned for that on this channel. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the sports news from Zach. See you all later. Bye-bye.